depending on where you are in the neighborhood, you might be able to walk to some shops. Now we're just going to continue on heading towards High Park, just so I can kind of show it off a little bit. And we're still in High Park, so I figured while I was still walking around the neighborhood, I'd loop in some more just quiet footage of me walking. Okay, welcome to the neighborhood of High Park-Swansea. Today we are doing a neighborhood tour of the neighborhood. We'll be going over kind of the vibe, housing, amenities, transportation options, all that good stuff. Right now on Roncesvalles Avenue. I butcher that name, but that's okay, because we're not here for my pronunciation, we're here to see the neighborhood. I wanted to start here because this is one of the areas that a lot of the kind of amenities are. Good coffee shop culture where you can just, walk to here. Now it is on the border. This is a pretty large area that we're looking at. So the southern border is kind of the Gardner Expressway / the lake. To the east, we've got the South Kingsway. Let me just make sure I am thinking. Yeah, to the west, we've got this street, Roncesvalles. And to the north, we have Moore. So, depending on where you are in the neighborhood, you might be able to walk to some shops. You should be able to walk to, a grocery store of some kind, no matter where you are, or a little, whether it's a large grocery or a smaller market. But then depending on where you are in the neighborhood, you might have a hard time getting to, a cafe or a bar or something like that. This, again, it's just because the neighborhood is so big, and in the smack dab center of it is one of the crown jewels of Toronto, High Park. And that's where we're going to head today. So, you just got a little taste of some of the, shopping amenities. It's that low density commercial that makes Toronto so awesome. But we're gonna head west to the High Park. Just going over my borders again, I think I messed everything up. To the west is South Kingsway, to the east is Roncesvalles Avenue. But we're gonna, take us through the neighborhood, check out some of these houses, feel out the vibe. And again, for those kind of just tuning in here for the first time, this is what we do. We try to go around to the large Canadian cities, film content on the individual neighborhoods, as well as what it's like to kind of live there, so that, you're not basing a move off of a blog post or a phone call. This gives you a bit more information. We have networks of real estate professionals, lawyers, everybody who you need to help with your move, whether it's from one city to another, province to province, or even outside of Canada into Canada. We're trying to be your one-stop shop for the services that you need to make your move. Whether you're selling or buying, we can connect you with the right individual. So let's see what's happening here. We're gonna go right. But this neighborhood is very heavy on young families who are commuting in. So it's one of the heavier areas around Toronto with that, type of demographic, which is interesting. Now, the tricky thing there is because the neighborhood is big, depending on where you are, it might be a little hard to hop on the TTC, the public transit. There is subways on Bloor to the north, and there is a streetcar line to the east, basically right off Roncesvalles. It kind of comes into this part of the neighborhood in between Roncesvalles and, I'm just going to call it Roncy because that's what everybody calls it, but in between Roncy and High Park, there's a streetcar that kind of just pokes its head in there. And then, now the interesting thing is you do have access to the highway to the south, so that's actually an option if you're looking to get downtown, right? So yeah, so that's kind of where we're at for transportation. I think I tick that box. But now we're just going to continue on heading towards High Park, just so I can kind of show it off a little bit here. But in the meantime, you know, we can talk about some of the other features that that this neighborhood, I guess, has. I mean, one thing that you're noticing, I'm sure, is that there's quite a few large detached homes. Like, they go pretty far back, and there's fewer than a lot of other Toronto neighborhoods that are kind of closer to the downtown area. There's fewer semi-detached or townhome styles. So, you know, this is a place to kind of consider if you're looking for a detached home where they're not a dime a dozen, if you know what I mean. Because in a lot of Toronto neighborhoods that we have toured so far this week, they've been hard to find, few and far between. But when we talk about prices, again, I like to kind of lead in low, and then that sets the bar low for you, and then obviously depending on what you're looking for, it climbs. But for one bedroom condo, you're looking at $500K, and then for semi-detached or townhome style 3 bedroom, that's 1.1 million. And you know, if you got a detached home, it's going to be more. If you've got a townhome or semi-detached that's had a lot of work done, it's going to be more. But that's just to give you a baseline in terms of what's kind of the minimum you can pay. Again, it's September 2023. I like to bank a lot of content, so that's just to give you a bit of an idea for what prices are doing right now this month. But again, if you want more up-to-date stuff, we can certainly provide information on that neighborhood. But yeah, you know, I mean, I'm loving this type of neighborhood, loving the size of the houses. And it's not like absurdly expensive compared to some of the other spots I've been at when you're pricing out detached homes. So that's good. I know I'm getting used to these Toronto prices right now. Like, Toronto's obviously still incredibly expensive, but when I'm looking at these neighborhoods kind of from a micro perspective, this is something that, you know, I have started to notice, is those detached homes can be much more expensive. So one thing I just wanted to add, because I'm on foot, we're not going to be kind of going over to the Swansea side of things, and we're not going to be cutting through High Park, just because it's a little tricky, and I've been walking for another 2 hours. I think you guys would fall asleep. But, you know, this is just to kind of give you an idea for what the vibe of this neighborhood is. We're going to get up here, and then you'll be able to see High Park. But again, with these videos, the goal here is to just give you a taste of what the houses look like, what the vibe kind of is, who's living there, as well as the amenities, like what's close by, all right? And am I going to need a car? This neighborhood, I would argue, depending on where you are, you probably need a car. But yeah, we're coming up to High Park here. And then on the other side of High Park, you've got the Humber River. Sorry, on the other side of High Park is kind of the Swansea area, and then you've got the Humber River kind of nearby as well. So that is another little, you know, one of those kind of river ravines that is nice. But High Park is a lot of this. Big trees, fields, acres and acres and acres of paths. And this is one of, this and Trinity Bellwoods are Toronto's kind of two main mainstay parks, right? That people just love to get out in, whether it's fall, summer, or spring. People just really want to take advantage of that weather and get outside and enjoy some of nature. But other than that, here's kind of one of the entrances to the park. And we're still in High Park, so figured while I was still walking around the neighborhood, I'd loop in some more just quiet footage of me walking. I will see you folks in the next video. Please make sure to leave a comment below if there's, maybe I should be walking a little bit more in these neighborhoods with less me talking, whatever it may be. Any feedback is really appreciated. Okay, have a great day.